Welcome to the Polishing Profits podcast, where we discuss all things related to the business of detailing. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is for you. In each episode, we'll cover topics ranging from business management to marketing solutions. Here to help you grow your detailing business, your hosts, Nick and Dustin.
What up?
Still don't know how I'm second.
You'll eventually get over it, Dustin.
It blows my mind. Who wrote that script?
You know what? We're gonna bring the heat today. You know why?
Yeah, why?
Because it's freaking cold outside and snowing up here in Chicago.
So. It's totally not snowing here. It is. It is nice. It's rainy. It's rainy and cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had some really good weather. It did get a little cool earlier in the week, but I think this is our last cool snap. I think we're gonna be in the heat.
I was out there. I took the plow. I got a plow on my truck. I took it off and I refused to put it back on. So I was out there shoveling with the fellows this morning. I said,
that's a real thing. Like dealing with the snow is a real thing.
Yeah, you don't deal with that.
No, like literally, we don't deal with that. I wouldn't know where to start.
Not exposed to at all.
Unexposed. Like I don't even know where you mount a plow on your truck. We mount a hitch so I can tow my boat to the water. That's what I got.
Yeah, you see, I got the little hitch back there too. It doesn't pull a lot. I got the little Tacoma. It's not
yeah, no, but it'll push, huh? It'll push.
It pushes okay.
Good.
What are we talking about today, Dustin?
We are going to talk. We are continuing our series on the $1 Million Detail Shop, and really that just encompasses scaling your detail operation. Like we think about the $1 Million Detail Shop, that's the name of it, but it really it means how to take your operation where it is now to where you want it to go. And we've broken that down into segments. The first segment was customer relations. And then the second was employee relations. And then the third, thank you, Chris. I was cheating off your screen, by the way, is sales. That's where we are today. We're going to talk about sales. And look, we're going to dig a little deep on that stuff because we know that it's a struggle point for detailers. And so we want to talk about, the do's and don'ts and what to do if you just absolutely are terrible at it.
I'm bad at sales. I know I'm bad at sales.
I'm not great at sales either. I'm really not. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm great. I'm okay at the sale. I'm funky at the financial side of it, like the pricing. I don't come up with pricing and establish pricing, but I don't like to tell. I'm not that. I'm the person that wants to give it away. Yeah. Everybody's my buddy.
But you know what? And that goes into my first point is people like buying from people they like. I think it's really that simple. You know what I mean? When you're there talking to someone on the phone or someone in person, right? They called you, right? Let's just talk on that side of it, not cold. They called you, they did some sort of research and they want to engage in that conversation.
That's right.
How that conversation goes, if it's positive and you're able to make them laugh on the phone, smile on the phone, enjoy the conversation, you're going to have a higher conversion rate versus if it's robotic.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and listen, like I said, defining if you're, what you're good at and what you're not, we'll talk about this as we go through this conversation, but like sales is not my thing. So I put somebody in place to do that. And so that allows me to take that part that I don't like and offload it into somebody that's really good at it. Yeah. I'm great at the introductory. I'm great at making the relationships. I just get funky when it comes time to the actual process of taking money.
Okay.
So
do you just give it away for free?
Or so I guess we're diving in here. We're in sales conversations. Is that where we're at today?
I'm trying to sell you. I'm trying to sell you.
I'm
trying to sell you to the audience right now. This is Dustin, great co-host, right?
Yes, I am. I mean, all right. So let me tell you where so making this up, communicating to the customer, that's the exciting part. Telling them what we're going to do, what all, like making the sale to me is fun. It's the financial piece of it. It's that, all right, it's going to be X amount of dollars. And then taking that money is funky to me. And I always like to pass that to my team and say, okay, they'll handle it from here.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel?
Let me put it this way, right? Because they're building that relationship, they're building that trust with you. right? Whether they know you're Dustin Jackson, the owner, or just the person they're dealing with, right? Because a lot of times I just jump up there. They don't know who the heck I am. But I'll start talking to them and they're like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. But for me to do that pass along, I don't know if I agree with that, because they're building that trust with you, the sales, right? The individual, whether you're the salesperson or not, and then to do that pass along, I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's just my first take on it. What are your thoughts there?
Oh yeah, so it's for us, it's mandatory because it was affecting our sales. Like everybody was getting the buddy discount. So when I pass it,
yeah, you can't be. Come on, Dustin.
Yeah, no, because everybody's my buddy and everybody expects the deal. You know what I mean? And so like when I say, okay, here's what you need, here's what. By the way, I'm not involved in sales anymore. I don't interact. Like it's not. I will go talk to our customers, obviously, but I am totally not involved in sales at all. But when I used to be a long time ago, our thing was everybody knew Dustin. Everybody would come up here and say they knew Dustin. Everybody wanted the buddy deal, and I carried guilt about wanting to do that. So I mean, we had a loyal customer discount that we would just always offer, and then finally I said, you know what, this is not working. So I would then, here's how the process would work, right? Customer would show up, want to get a price on it. What I do is say, okay, I'd walk up to the boat. Here's what the boat's going to need. We'd check, go through the process and say, it's going to need whatever. Our standard detail looks like a little correction is going to be needed to get rid of the oxidation. We're going to walk in here. I'm going to relay this message to Gabby. She's going to work you up a total. I'm going to go on to the next person. And they understood that. Like that was a process in place. And it's kind of still that way.
Okay.
A lot of our bookings happen online. The other portion, we have a 2-person sales team, Gabby and Rob, that take inbound calls, and they're giving quotes over the phone as close as they possibly can, sight unseen. The vehicle shows up here, then Ben, through the check-in process, will go out there, establish what the vehicle needs, still walk in, talk to the sales team and say, okay, here are the things that it actually needs. And then they establish the price. That it is disconnected a little bit between like what
I'm just trying to think of, for us, it's like that customer experience, right? If you want to be able to give them they want to know the price, right? That's
absolutely. Yeah. You want to give that to them.
Transparent on the website.
Yep.
One of the first things we try and get to the price and the service as fast as possible. Everyone calls and says, hey, I need a detail, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Great. Let's
here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Yep.
Here we go again, right? And our process is, again, getting them to the service we think they best need as quickly as possible so we can give them that quote. And then one of two things happen. The dollar amount they're good with, right? The expectation, the value is there. Great. Let's get you scheduled. Or B, hold on, you want to take notes? That's okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I was just writing some down I was thinking about.
Yeah. Or B, it doesn't work. And say, hey, let me talk to my wife. Let me call you back. And we're like, no worries. We're here. Let me know if you need any help. And that's it.
Right. Yeah, and what you say there, that's objections, and objection handling is a big deal in sales, right? Like, so when they rebuttal, when they say, okay, I need to check with the wife, husband, I need to go check in another price, I need to blah blah blah, or let me get back with you. Like understanding the objection handling and then follow up. But let's start at the beginning. All right, let's start in that sales game before we get to objection handling, and think about detailers that are owner operator. Okay. I'm in the shop. I'm polishing a car. Someone calls, someone shows up.
Yeah.
They hate it. They hate it.
They have to stop what they're doing.
Yep. You're working on a vehicle. You love to polish paint. You love to keep them, make them look good, whatever. And now all of a sudden this person is troubling you by needing a price. and so you get this bad taste of sales, and it's different than what I experienced through sales, but it's like that's just kind of a pain in my butt right now. I'll get to that later. I'll call them back later. I'll respond to them when I can. I am working. They should know that. That is not the way the world works. People that are wanting price on something want it now. The internet serves you at an instantaneous rate. Okay. Amazon works because that shit's fast.
Yeah.
Pre-internet or pre-Amazon, no one ordered anything off the internet because it was 5 to 7 days, 10 days. You didn't really have a good feeling when you bought something. You were like,
you just didn't know when it was coming.
You don't know when it's coming. Amazon says we can serve that shit to you instantly. We'll get it to you within a day. Okay. Yeah. And we serve it up on a platter, and you can shop, and you're not dealing with a salesman and blah, blah, blah. Detailing is no different. They want it now. So I know that Chris DiGiovanni's fixing to roll over in his office right now and say, when I say what I'm about to say is form, fill out. The only reason, oh man, he's gonna hate me. Form, fill out. The only reason that it's like offered is because they don't have a great solution. I know he's building something that will help give more there. But think about this. I'm shopping for a detail. Think about this. I'm shopping for a detail. I have a problem. I'm trying to solve it. I go to your website and you tell me to enter my name and number, and you're going to call me back when you get to it. You know what I'm doing? I may enter my name and number, but I'm going to the next person that will give me a price online, and I'm buying that shit.
Well, and guess what? And we get that all the time. You know what I mean? Hey, I reached out to a couple places. They haven't gotten back to me. I'm like, listen,
cool,
we'll get you in this week. Let's go. You know what I mean? Let's just get it done.
It's because most detailers aren't great salesmen. They don't, they appreciate the business and they respect the business, but they're terrible salesmen.
Can I throw something out real quick? Because I think you made a great point. It's the price, right? So those smaller services, instant, right? And again, from the car wash side, the mini details, the waxes, they $100. They just want it done. They don't need to fill out form. Now on the ceramic, the PPF side, a little bit different, right? Because that's the one where we get the lead, call us, let us know, we got to keep the car for an extended period of time. It's got to work with their schedule. That process is painstaking. I hate that process.
Well, there's a lot of friction.
Yeah.
There's a lot of friction there. And some of it is unneeded. Some of it becomes a confidence issue from detailers giving prices. They want to gather more and more information that they don't really need in order to justify or warrant these higher tickets, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, I need to see the vehicle. I'm going to have to go and blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you, there's two variables.
You sound like me. You sound like me.
Yeah, man, but y'all are ridiculous,
when you got the ceramic coating, it's a black car. You're like, okay, look, am I going to quote you for a 2-3 step, correction?
Yeah,
so
but
tell me the solution.
Okay. All right. So the pass of polishing takes the same amount of time, and the variable is the size of the car. If we know the size of the vehicle and we know how long it takes us to polish that car, then all we need is how many passes do we do. Correct. And if we sell it by the pass, if we can say, I'll give you a price on a paint correction with a single pass, I can go ahead and give you that. Now, if it comes in like it's been in a mud truck for 6 months, no problem. That is an excessive dirty fee that is outside the scope of our normal detail that we're going to charge you for. However, it is 100% possible to give an estimate sight unseen on a vehicle because the only variables are the size and the condition.
Yeah.
That's it.
Agree with you 100%. So, but it's also with that statement afterwards. Great, it's going to be $1,200 for a 2-step. But let me make sure when you come in, we're going to check in and make sure this is going to be the best service for you. But at least you leave with
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, and I do think that so 100%. That is an estimate. Give you an estimate.
Yeah.
When it arrives, that's when you at the check-in process, we're looking at to make sure what we've quoted is applicable to that vehicle. But
I think a lot of retailers struggle with that though.
Oh, 100%.
At that check-in, right? All of a sudden you have to do another pass and then you're like, crap, now I got to raise the price on the customer. You know what I mean? That's hard. That's a hard part of sales.
It is. And let me tell you, so we kind of went down the pricing rabbit hole, but let's loop it back into sales. So sales are being able to be confident in the pricing that you're offering, right? And it comes from confidence. It comes from knowing your packages, knowing your pricing. If you're always shooting from the hip, if you're always saying, bring it in here and I'll give you a price, it's very negotiable at that rate. You know why Walmart don't say like that? You know why Walmart puts the price tag on the gallon of milk?
Do they really?
Yeah. It's a sticker on the side of that because it's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
It's because they know what the price is. You don't go into Walmart and say, I'll give you, I don't know how much a gallon of milk is. If it says $5, you don't go in there and say, I'll give you $4. However, if you walked into Walmart, there was no prices anywhere, and you picked up this gallon of milk, and you said, I'll give you $4 for it. or how much are y'all getting for this gallon of milk these days? $5. I'll give you $4.
Could you do $4?
Negotiable. It's a flea market. There's no prices at the flea market.
Yeah. Don't be a flea market detailer. Don't be
So when you shoot from the hip, you have a point of negotiation. All right. That adds tension to sell. And that's what makes selling difficult. When I can say, how much to ceramic coat my vehicle? Oh, that's $1,200. Our standard detail includes one pass of polishing. I can do any vehicle as long as it's not excessively dirty for not any vehicle, but just for the sake of conversation, $1,200. Okay. Or a small car, $800. Whatever the numbers are, those are not our numbers. But what I'm saying is, if you can say that confidently, oh, that is $1,200 and here's what it includes, and it's in layman's terms, you can sell confidently. You can sell to anybody. When you go, oh, I gotta see it, and I really need to. That paint, that pillar over there is really scratched up. It's probably gonna be an extra $20. Like, dude, that sounds negotiable. It sounds like I'm at the flea market about to spend $2,000 for you to coat my car, and you don't even have a price sheet.
Yeah, you gotta know what you're gonna charge. Yeah.
So when we opened this conversation with the guys that are owner operator working, having to take the phone call. A customer walks up needing a price. This is a problem to detailers because they just, a lot of them just want to polish paint, right? Yeah. Okay. They just want to be great at what they do. If this is you, follow my lead and put somebody in place. Don't go hire another detailer. You may want to think about hiring a salesperson, someone that can sell and possibly schedule and, check in and check out your vehicles, the customer interaction that you don't like so much. And reduce what you don't like down to a minimum and put that on somebody else. If you like to polish paint and that's what you want to do, then by all means do that for your company.
And I like to. One thing is employees are they're going to be expensive, and everybody wants to be able to get that value out of, especially owner operator adding that second person, that third person, right? Mm-hmm. It becomes a really hard exchange to make sure, hey, look, I'm doing all this work. I need them to be able to provide that value. Okay, so ask yourself the other things you don't do well. All of a sudden, that salesperson is also going to help you take some photos and videos. Hey, all of a sudden, they're going to help with some marketing things.
Yeah,
that person becomes more of a
office admin, office manager,
whatever it is, right? That is there as your second in command, so you can do your work, right? And generate the dollars and be great at what you do. But don't just put them in a box, because I've done this. I'm guilty of it, where you put them and you're just like this. And then all of a sudden you have to start layering these other things on there so you feel like you're getting the value. So they're not just, okay, cool, there's no calls today. You're working your butt off, right? And they're just sort of killing. That's a hard dynamic, especially if you're a 2-3 person shop.
It is.
Right?
It is. And so we're talking about scaling and how that incorporates, like that's step one. You got to figure that out. If you're terrible at that level. And another issue that detailers have there is over explaining or in order to justify a high ticket, they want to tell them what compound they use. They want what size pad, what throw polisher. People do not care. And if they're 1 out of 1,000 give a shit what throw polisher you're using. All right, the other 999 customers you're going to interact with this year could not care less that you're using Manzarna 400 or Rupes Gold. Okay, they do
not about what you care about, right? Just ask the customer what they care about. What's your top priority for this detail?
Yeah.
Oh, I want it to be as like I got it. Great. Well, you probably got it from the dealership.
You sell to their pain. So now it's not a you talking about all the things you're going to do, but establishing what it is. It's a great point, Nick. Establishing what they want. What are they trying to accomplish? What are their pains? And then you can speak to that, how your service solves that problem. But your polisher don't solve that problem. You are the company. You sell yourself, not the polisher.
I like the quote, sell to their pain. I think that's your quote for the day. So we'll go ahead and mark that in. Congratulations. You're on a good 5-6 week streak right now of very
God, you just jinxed me, man. I'll hook it left next time.
And I know. Next week you got pressure. Yeah. Sell to their pain.
So let's talk about this, right? Typical detailer. I'm going to sand your vehicle down with 1,000. I got to come back and hit it with the rotary, and I got to bring it to the DA. Like, that's why this is going to cost you $1,800. And the person's eyes are crossed, and they're like, what? Like,
what are you selling?
I need to know, is my car going to be shinier than when it left? And is it going to keep that shine for longer than it did the last time?
Yeah. That's it.
And they solve their problems. And that simplifies the process. So, a couple things to note here is confidence in your pricing and your pricing structure, your packages. And then not over explaining the service, but speaking to, and this is Nick, I really, really like that you brought that up, is speaking to their pain of the problems that they came in. Like, hey, like, this is my problem. How do
Yeah.
you solve that? Not there. We're not, what are you going to do?
Well, listen, I was guilty of the over explaining. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? Our sales team was. And the way we were able to do that shift was we put a focus on, you're going to say 1 or 2 questions or comments, whatever it is, statements maximum, right? And let the customer talk.
Yeah.
You're going to leave it, everything ends open-ended, right? What are your thoughts on that? What would help you? If you create it, so you, after the conversation is done, that sales pitch is done, and you ask yourself, what was the percentage that you talked and what was the percentage the customer talked? Some will talk more than others, right? It has to be, I always say 50-50.
Yeah.
If they're saying 1 sentence and you're saying 7, that's not a good split.
Well, and you're selling, like, how grimy, like, nobody likes to go to used car sales lot because that's what happens is that why you need this.
Yeah.
And everybody shies away from that. And that's another reason why online booking, online sales works, is because nobody's getting that, shoved down their throat. They're not trying to hear all that mess.
Super open-ended is how we do it. Now, again, our foot traffic's a little different than some other detailers, but if you're mobile detailing, you got people coming up on the street sometimes, you know what I mean? Or people coming in the shop. Keep it super open-ended and let them guide the conversation and say, hey, look, maybe we got a special going, right? Icebreaker. Hey, love the car. Whatever it is that you're doing on a cold call, that's where you're going to sort of let them guide it and say, okay, hey, do you need any services on it? No, we're good. Okay, great. Need anything? Let us know. Have a great day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bringing up their vehicle and talking about their baby is a great in. Like, as far as I'm concerned, every boat that shows up on this lot is the nicest boat I've ever seen. Ever. Like,
well, you know what we do is anytime we know it's a 23 or 24, right, a brand new car, is that a new car?
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, it is. Great. That's awesome. And then just introduce, hey, did they take, you got it protected at the dealership, and they're like, no, they didn't protect it. Oh, great. Just so you know, we got ceramic and PPF. If you have questions, let us know. Great. Thank you so much. Guess what happens? They walk, they look, they come back, they ask. Then you've got a layup. You know what I mean? Then you've got a layup.
So we talk about objections. Okay, I've got confidence in my pricing. I'm not going to over explain it. But the customer says, hey, let me check with the wife, husband. Let me call you back. Hey, that price is a little high. That is objection. And that is not a point where you wave the white flag and say, oh, okay.
I wave it. I say, thank you so much. I got to go. I got to get back to work. But go. I'm bad at it. No, but tell me. Teach.
Yeah, we have objection handling. So we want to establish what their real problem is. Like, what is the problem? Is it price? What would allow you to book this right now? Well, it's really because, this thing's $1,000 more than
you ask that question.
Oh yeah, man. We want to establish.
Is that in the sales pitch?
It's absolutely in the sales pitch. Yeah, this is part of objection handling that we work on. And so when we want to know, because we want to establish the root of the problem. Well, my wife is really not expecting me to do this year, or I'm just calling around in general pricing. Okay, awesome. Do you have a timeline of what you want to see to get this done? Are you traveling? Are you going to be using the boat? Are you going to be using the car? Is there a deadline that you want to see? Because our schedule's full and we want to make sure that we get you in on this thing. It is time sensitive. Okay, yeah, great. Okay, well, yeah, I am traveling to Disney World next week and I want to do this for my wife, or I'm doing this for her birthday or his birthday, whatever. And so we're establishing key points that we can speak to, right? And as we're asking those questions, we're making notes. So if they still insist that they don't want to book right then, right? No problem. We're not high pressure. We just want to uncover information. We're putting that in our CRM. And the next time we talk, and then we have a follow-up process. We do not let that die on the tree. Remember, what is it? Buy or die? I think I said it was.
No, that was last week's. That was the Wolf of Wall Street.
I can't believe that. I should have brought that up to Ty. Chris was Ty Bullard. Anyways, so we don't let that die on the tree, right? It's a follow-up game. And when it's a follow-up, if I can look down there and say, oh yeah, they're traveling to Disney World in a month, then when I talk to them in 3 days, it's, hey, Mr. Roman, I was checking in on you, see if you wanted to get the C8 ceramic coated. I know you guys are traveling. And I just want to make sure our schedule's full. We do have availability the Monday before you're going. It would be perfect. It allow our time, it allows us to get the coating in on the vehicle and let it cure out so you can pick it up. Yeah. And now you're speaking to them again.
Yeah.
Or, hey, just wanted to see if you checked with Miss Roman about the price and if you guys had come up with anything. We are running a special. We're giving a free windshield coating if you go ahead and book it now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit. Okay, now they're adding value,
Yeah. The adding value part I like a lot. Now, the biggest thing is again, this is anyone listening. If you're not doing this, and we're guilty of not doing it either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that's super clear.
Yeah.
We need to. You need to be doing this. You're leaving these jobs just floating there, right? Just sitting out there. And again, he might book in 6 months. But you know what? You're busy in 6 months. You got other customers you want to get them in now.
Do you know why I'm as passionate as I am about this right this second?
Very passionate. I see
we
it.
left $1.3 million in open estimates last year. And estimates dying on the tree. You know what I found out it was? Is our objection handling was terrible. Anytime anybody said no, said, let me check, we would do a little follow-up, measly peasly text.
Yeah.
All right. But we didn't really, it's almost like we didn't even want the job. We were scared to ask for the business.
Yeah. I want to put you on blast for everyone listening. That the process that you put out, would you show? I would love to, you know what I mean, to learn it. I'm sure a bunch of people would love to sort of see.
Oh, would I share? Absolutely.
The objection side of it. Is it? Yes. But Detail Bookie's not able to do that yet, right?
No. So what it is that that's another. It's another service that we are, that we're linking up, and we will happily, unveil that in a sense as we get a little bit closer. We're talking in the next few months. The things
I'm pretty excited about it.
Use right now are going to be available to everyone, and it's that deeper follow-up game. It's that deeper sales game. It's understanding leads. So right now, detailers just think, okay, you're either you come in as a lead, you're the buyer or not, and there's a whole funnel that happens.
Calls, texts. You've got you log in. You say, hey, these people need to call today. This week, they need to get a follow-up call, and then you got your text after that. And a lot of it's automated. A lot of it's pretty easy. You got a slow time, you can catch up.
You have to automate it. Let's talk about. So we're talking about sales, and we're talking about maybe this is owner operator, and he's just struggling today. Okay, man, you're talking about this thing that's available in 2 months. How do I solve my problems today? I'm struggling with sales. I suck at it. What do I do? I can't hire Sally down the road.
Yep.
I got to solve my own problem. What do I do? What makes me a better salesman today?
I don't know. Cry. Just tears.
I think confidence. I think confidence in your pricing. If you don't have a structured package and pricing system in place, that is your number one problem.
Can I say something? I think detailers now versus even 3-4 years ago, I think that they're seeing how everyone has these pricing and how they're setting it up. I think the confidence in pricing is getting there. I really do. We have great simple menu. We know exactly what we charge everyone, but we're still not great at the sales part.
So simplifying your packages. Like I've looked at detailers and they'll have a damn express, a maintenance, an elite, and a full. I'm like, you can offer 5 different interior details for this one car.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I want the one where all the French fries are out from under my seat. That's the package I would like.
It. Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty simple.
Don't overcomplicate it. Yeah.
No. So at the end of a detail, the expectations should be the same. It should be clean. Okay.
Clean.
So right. So the at minimum, you can't adjust expectations based on the package. Well, I'll do my basic detail. A basic detail shouldn't be applicable to someone that hasn't up to a standard that you're just maintaining. That's it. You should not be offering basic detailing to cars that need more work. If you can't do it in 1 hour, that is not a basic detail.
We pretty much break it into 3, just so everybody knows, right? If you haven't been to our website, right, we have our mini detail, which takes care. And I tell the customer, this is 90% of the interiors. This is going to get the French fries. It's going to get the cup holders. It's going to get all the stuff you want taken care of.
Yeah. Is this getting the Jolly Ranchers that's stuck in the cup holder?
Yeah, no, everything.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
Then you've got your Mini Plus, right? That's an easy upsell. That's our upsell. Leather seats condition, steam clean condition, vents. You know what I mean? UV protect all the plastics. Done.
Love it.
That's now we either do that one of those 2 options, or the first question we start with: you got any stains on your carpets or the seats? Great. Then we got a shampoo, and that's it. done and done. You know, you got your shampoo, or you've got, you know, the one that 95% of people need that don't have stains on their carpets. Again, we live up here. Everyone has a WeatherTech in their car. If you've got WeatherTech in your car, there's no stains. That catches everything. You know, it makes our life easier as detailers. You know, that's where we're at.
Packages, interior packages, standard and a maintenance. You do not get your maintenance without a standard, period. You come in, you got to get the standard. Here's the deal. Everything is add-on that is like that's need more work. So a standard detail is vacuum, it's wipe down, it's protect the dashes. If you need steam cleaning on the seats or carpet, that's extra. If you need the headliner treated, that's extra. If you need you know, any excessive dirt, that's extra. If you need protection, that's extra. So now you offer this package that is, we know that 99% of these vehicles need all of these things, and that's the package. Okay, everything else is a la carte. Oh yeah, I do need my car seat cleaned. Oh yeah, I would like to add that protection. Oh yeah, now they're building the ticket.
Let me give Detail Bookie a shout out, because you're able to go and see how many of those different add-ons are getting sold. So what we did, we used to have a ton of add-ons. Now we went and saw which ones were our top to make it a little easier, simplify it for the customers, so we don't have that super long list. Detail Bookie does a great job. You can track it. You can see how many baby seats are getting steam cleaned. Right?
Absolutely.
And surprisingly, more than we thought, right?
Yeah.
So we did keep that on there. You know, what's on the menu and what's not. You know, what are people seeing and what are they not? Because again,
20% of your services bring in 80% of your work. I mean, 80% of the revenue. That's usually the way it is. People are buying a small portion at a large volume. 20% of your customers bring in 80% of the business. All right. Like, that's just the nature of this, of how business works. You have to serve that 20 at 100% rate. And so that's what the focus is. And you know, and then one more thing, if you have 15 different coatings that you're trying to sell at 15 different annual rates, like,
why?
Good, better, best. Okay, good, better, best. Keep it simple. There's a reason when you pull up to the pump, there's 3 options: good, better, best. That process works. That packaging system works. Keep it within your package and do that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, again, the McDonald's, the fast food places, you know what I mean? You're going small, medium, large. You know what I mean? Like, it's just they don't have an extra large and then add that minus 30 cents for pickles plus, you know what I mean? Like,
no, dude.
No, keep it simple. And again, ceramic, you brought up ceramic coatings. I know we're running a little long here, but the customer already needs so much teaching, right? There has to be such an education part for the ceramics.
Correct.
Keeping that part simple is only going to help that sales process.
One of the best things that we ever, one of the worst things and the best things we ever done. Worst thing we ever did was warranty. Best thing we ever did was explain it as a sacrificial layer, a layer that is going to protect and reduce the amount of damage that's happening to your clear coat. So it's not a bulletproof layer that lasts forever, but it is a sacrificial layer for a period of time. Okay. And how can you rate coatings annually when one car drives 50,000 miles a year and one car drives 10,000?
8 months of the year. Yeah. Storage.
How can you rate boat coatings annually when one person uses it for 2,000 hours and one person is using it for 20?
Yeah. Can't.
So you have to understand before you start claiming these, you know, these times, how does that customer use that vehicle? If it's the shop baby, if it's the garage baby, if it never leaves, I mean, you know, a 1-year coating could last a lifetime.
Yeah.
So find out what your customer's doing with this vehicle and sell them the appropriate, you know,
tell them what they need. What was your saying? Sell to their pain.
Sell to their pain.
And you know what's funny? When we started doing PPF, we sold more ceramic coatings.
Yeah.
It was easier to sell a ceramic coating because now
you're selling down at that point instead of coatings was your top level. Now that's your mid level, and you're selling down. You start
because again, if they're not concerned about if they thought a coating did rock chips, right? A very big misconception, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's gonna stop a rock. It's gonna stop a scratch, right? Okay, no, that's PPF. But this is gonna make your car look phenomenal, easier maintenance, keep it protected. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to do that, but I'll do this, and it'll look great.
Yeah.
And it helps.
It helps. Yeah. So I love it, man. You know, listen, I hope that, you know, summarize to help you understand confidence in your
Mhm.
package and pricing, everything. Simplify your packages and services, simplify your sales process, make sure that you have a follow-up process. Make sure, and if you suck at sales, if you suck at customer interaction, that's not a problem. Like it's okay to suck at things. I
Yeah.
suck at things. What's not
No.
okay is it's rare, minimal, what I really suck at. If you suck at sales, don't hire a detailer. Hire a salesperson.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to steal your line. Just sell to their pain. And you know what? People like buying from people they like. Make that genuine relationship.
I would buy from you, Nick. I would buy from you. Yeah.
I'm not sold. I'm not sold on you yet, but we're getting there.
I'll sell you. All right. What kind of comments we got rolling this today, Chris? Titus Curry, what's up?
What's up? What's up? Ooh, I like that picture. Hey, it's Madison. Great post this week, Madison.
Yeah, Madison. Happy Friday. Look, we lost y'all for a minute. Yeah, what's up, Madison? She's on site today.
Mm-hmm.
Customer relations matter more than anything I've found. Amen to that.
Yep.
Building that relationship. And you know, like I said, I love the customer relationship. I don't want what I said at the beginning to come across wrong. I love customer interaction.
Yeah.
It's that point of the dollars changing hands that gets funky for me.
Yeah.
And I feel I have a sense of guilt at times for taking money. And it's just who I am as a person. And so I get myself out of that transaction.
Well, when you build those relationships genuinely, you know what I mean? You're just trying to do right. You're like, man, whatever they're, you know, you learn a little bit about their car, a little bit about them, you know what I mean? And you just build an organic, genuine relationship. And then if they have like you said, a pain point, I just got this new car. I really don't want rock chips on it. Great. You know what? Let's just do the bumper.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? Or, hey, look, let's get it protected with a ceramic if you want. You know what I mean? Then they want, and it's organic.
It's their decision. You're not selling them. They're selling themselves.
No.
Awesome. Great show. Next week.
Friday.
It's cold here.
Yeah, it's cold up here. It's cold for
All
half.
right, next week's show is going to be number 4. Marketing. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun because a lot of detailers struggle with it. That's overcomplicated as well. We'll simplify it down.
Important.
Oh, it's everything. And you can't wait to market, guys, when you need the business. Like, stop.
And when you're busy, you don't do it, right?
For the love of God, stop. Stop waiting to press the button when you need a car today.
Yeah.
Detail today. Okay. Like, you've got to press that button all along the way because that's it. People buy when they're primed for purchase. Okay. Yeah. You've got to be
not when you want them to.
Right, dude. They don't know. Shit. All right, man. Great show as always. Nick, appreciate you. Christopher, we will see you guys next week.